I can't say that I'm surprised that he was released. Whether you're talking about the contract, he was scheduled to get $16.3 million on this year of his deal. I also wasn't surprised that, hey, man, he came in with Russ in 2012. They both been staples. Russ has been the offensive guy. Bobby's been the defensive guy. So to see Russ get traded, it didn't surprise me to see Bobby be released, whether he asked for that or the team decided on it. But then the final thing is, like we also hinted to earlier, if the Seahawks are trying to do a complete rebuild and get younger and get the players that they want in there, change the culture a little bit, then yeah, you move on from a Bobby so you can have more money to do what you want to do. Now, Bobby is still, to me, the best linebacker, or arguably one of the best linebackers in today's NFL. He is a true 3-down linebacker. Could play the run at a high level, matches up with any of the elite slot receivers, tight ends, running backs. You see that constantly. He gets you turnovers as well, splash. And he is a high volume tackler. He runs the numbers up. And still, relatively young. I like that about him, man.
30, 31?
I would say I like that. Absolutely. I like that about him. So when I think of him, I'm like, I can get on board with that. How you feel about Mr. Bobby Wagner?
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Saying, this is what I thought we should do with Devondre Campbell. We trade Bush, open up some cap space, and then we get Devondre Campbell, and then maybe we draft a guy in the first or second round to kind of complete that linebacking core. So yeah, Bobby Wagner's available, all pro, one of the best linebackers, if not the best middle linebacker in the league still right now.
Yeah,
it's a no-brainer to me. What's he gonna cost, you think?
Well, that's the question.
14, 15 maybe. At his age, maybe he takes like a little bit less.
So you know why I don't think that pertains to Pittsburgh? Who's our quarterback?
Mason. But this is why
no.
$5 million makes it available, makes this type of option available.
But
Mason,
listen, though, so just check it out. If you're Bobby Wagner, you said, okay, I walked away from 16. Would you rather take 14 to play in Denver with Russ, or 14, 15, 16 to play in Pittsburgh with Mason? You're going to have to overpay for a Bobby Wagner. So I think the more legitimate question is, are you willing to pay 18, potentially 19 for Bobby Wagner to come here to Pittsburgh? Because guys like him have already been paid. Guys like him are trying to win. And guys like him, like I said, in their 30s, they don't have the luxury of, let's wait and see with Mason. Let's wait and see who we draft the following year. If you're Bobby, that's what you got to ask yourself. Are you willing to take a lot more to come to this situation? And especially on the heels of when he was leaving in Seattle, where they were struggling. I just personally don't see the interest for him to want to come here on that level without us having to pay a little bit more than market value. And that's why I'm like, man, I don't think we can talk about him in a discount variety or in a, hey, man, if his market is 16, we're only going to pay 16, because we're going to have to entice him a little bit more. We're going to have to give him a little bit more reason to say, no, don't look at these guys with good quarterbacks. Come to us. We got a guy that Deke thinks could be 30 and 10. The rest of us probably not, but
get me in the room.
You feel me? Like that's the part of the conversation. And that's
get
the part where I say, man, I think that hurts us a little bit, man.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And that might be too much then. Might be. If you're telling me Devondre Campbell is 10-11, I like that a little bit better than probably Bobby Wagner at his amount. And then we could get a cornerback. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, if you're telling me it's that amount, too much. If you're telling me 14,
I just think that it's going to cost a little
15,
bit more,
go
man.
for it.
Yeah, I just think whatever his market is, we're going to have to pay more. And that's just the reality of it when you talk about what is a draw for a guy of Bobby Wagner's caliber. Bobby can ball. Bobby is a winner, man. Bobby is a champion, a true leader, all pro. I mean, he's been in the league 8 years. He's been first team all pro for 6, 7 of them things. He's like that. We know that. But that's the part for me where I'm just like, do we have to pay more? And how comfortable are we paying more? Because this model with Mason only works if we do what? Bring in a lot of talent around him, right? And that's what we've been saying all offseason. That's not nothing new. We said we have to bring in, fix this O-line. Get this something on defense, something over here on defense, something over here on offense. And if we have those pieces around and Mason plays just good, right, and he's not turning the ball over, he's not killing us, so you can win with that. But I do think that these are the type of players that you have to spend a little bit extra on to make that model work. That's my only thing with that. And I wonder where's our cutoff with that. But then at the same time, what's the point of having all of this cap space and all of this money available to us if we are not going to use it in situations like this?
Yeah, we got to use it. It's just how you divvy it up. I think 18 or 19 would be too much for Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
If you could get Stephon Gilmore for like 10 or 11, then also Devondre Campbell for 10 or 11. Like, I'd just rather have those two dudes.
No, I would, man. I mean, because Devondre, we said, like, he balled out this year. And Gilmore, he balled out. And we know Gilmore is very realistic because of the Flores connection. Right now with Bobby, we don't have that connection. I mean, yes, we got Coach Tomlin. That is exciting. Brian Flores is exciting. But you still, for a guy like him, he sees big picture as well. He understands, like, man, I'm still trying to win another one. And that's the only reason why I feel like, man, it's going to cost us a little bit more to get him here. But I would love him here. I mean, you just think about how he could help Devin Bush develop in a sense, right? Young Devin Bush being in meetings with him every day, that goes back to how it was when Bush was with Vince. It's like, man, you're going to learn stuff. You're going to pick up on things. You're going to see the game a different way, and it's going to slow down for you. So the impact is massive. Because now you got your young guy starting to develop at a faster rate. And now you potentially say, man, okay, now we got our two linebackers for the next couple of years at least. But I just think that it's going to
cutting Joe Schobert clears us like
absolutely. It gives us more
$8-9
space.
million in cap space too.
So you can make it work. You definitely could, and it would pay huge dividends. I mean, you talk about Bobby Wagner with T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward, Minka Fitzpatrick. Oh, I'll even throw your boy Kello with it.
Maybe
I'll even throw your boy Kello in there as well. Ooh,
they got that Seattle connection.
Come on, baby.
Bobby.
Come on, baby. I just think that would look really good, bro. I do. But like I said, my biggest hang up is I do think it's going to cost more because of our quarterback situation. That's the only thing.
Can't we have someone talk him into a cheap deal? What do we got to show him? Do we got to pull the Pat Riley, take him into Heinz Field, show him the 6 Super Bowls?
That's what it has to be, dude.
We need me showing him Mason highlights.
Take him down to Permanis, give him the talk.
There's got to be something.
This was on the table for you, all right? Yeah.
Denver does make sense. I don't know what their cap space is as we speak right now because it might be shot with this trade, but that would make sense. You just follow Russ over to Denver.
Yeah.
Although I don't know how he feels about Russ. Was he part of
you're right.
the defensive players that were ripping on Russ the whole time he was up there?
Hey,
I don't know.
No comment. But what we do need to do is stop the show.
Oh, yeah.
Not just because of the clock, but Knight Rider 16 has showed up, baby. And you know when Knight Rider 16 showed, it's a little different. So if you would like to take the floor real quick, we can, hit him, wrap this up, and then I can namaste.
That works. So if Mason was on that 49ers team, do you think he's making it to a Super Bowl and the NFC Championship? I just don't see it.
Nope.
That was Mason 2 years ago, though.
Nope.
Mason now.
I don't see it.
Mason this year, though, what he's going to be
Mason
doing.
This year? The 30 and 10 version?
I get it, yeah. 2019 Mason, hell no.
Right, 30.
Or just the Mason that we know, I can't see it right now, no.
If it's 30 and 10, then sure. I just don't think we know Mason is 30 and 10 just yet. I think we're trying to paint this picture of him like that, and I get it because we're in that stage where we have to be optimistic about the guys in house. We have to start talking about them in a more better light to make us feel just hopeful. But yeah, I don't think that Mason on that Niners team, even as he is today, with that team back then, is taking them to an NFC Championship game or even taking them to a Super Bowl. I just don't believe it.
I think I like what he was saying in that Jim Rome interview too, where he's like, you know what, the criticism, he kept bringing up barbershop talk. He's like, actually, I don't mind it. It's par for the course. I understand people being critical of me or not believing in me. I just got to prove them wrong. I was liking that.
And I do hope he proves a lot of guys wrong, man. And it starts with him believing in himself. He can't control what the Steelers do. He can't control, who they bring in, whether they're drafting a guy, signing a guy in free agency. He can't control any of that. But what he can control is his work ethic. He can control his preparation. And when he gets those opportunities, because we know he's going to get an opportunity, man, make sure you go out there and put your best foot forward. If he does that, man, and it works out, then great. But if not, and the chips don't fall, all right, well, either way, he can feel confident in himself that he gave it his best chance. But right now, I just don't know if that's always been the case with him in terms of self-belief, because at times we said he looked like he was uptight when we would compare him to a Duck Hodges. And it was like, man, that's the one position where you can't be uptight. You have to be a little bit looser. You have to be able to just play and not be robotic or overthinking it in a sense. And at times, Mason does appear to overthink it. So it's in there, though. Like I said, it's a chance for him to develop. And I am hoping that it works out for him. I just don't have the patience that, Steelers fans necessarily have from my prior experiences, baby. I was in Buffalo.
Bro, no, I would
was
say
in Arizona,
to you about
bro.
70 to 80% of Steelers fans are probably more on your side. They're ready to move on from Mason right now before the season.
I've done that, baby. That was not fun at all. Not at all.